Okay, is it working now? Thinking about it. Test, test. 1, 2, 3. That sounds like we're working. Okay. And we're back. Kitty's like, I love you so much. I'm glad to see you well. Though he could roughly place your souls deep as you went, we could neither see nor hear you. The fluctuations in your ether near the end gave me quite a fright. What in the world happened? Well, you know, we killed Heidelin. It's fine, though. Don't worry. This is all part of the plan.
Don't despair.
Stop despairing. What did I just say?
You're strong enough to handle the death of Heidelin.
Look, we're strong enough to beat what's-her-name since we can beat Heidelin. You mean to say that Heidelin is... No, there's no time to feel our feelings. We must carry out Heidelin's will without delay. We'll find the 10 if it's the last thing we do. If you wouldn't mind hanging over the crystal, that is. The fancy navigatory one. Well, yeah, sure. It's the one. To the edge of the universe congregates the despair of countless stars. You are determined to see this through. We are. Should words fail us, we will fight to the bitter end. I know that it pains you to accept this. Would that I need ask nothing more of you. Yet, we have only 2 means to travel to great expense. The moon and Charlene's Ark. I'm all too aware that without both of them, there will be no Exodus. But I nevertheless beg you to honor the agreements we made. Reform's decision will be honored. You've earned the right to use the ship as you see fit. I could not rescind it even if I wanted to. As it happens, I do not, and will do all within my power to aid your cause. With that settled, well, might I suggest you rest a while? Proving oneself a Highland is never easy, and despite our unparalleled genius, we'll need a day to make the necessary calculations. You may as well take advantage of it. We can chart a course, so you can chart a course to the Sea of Stars in a single day. Oh, you gods. Shall we head above ground for some fresh air, then? And perhaps a nap? Oh, yeah, sure, let's do that. I know, Kitty. I know. Yes, I love you, too. Oh, he's loving that.
Yes. He's loving this.
Mm-hmm. So many purrs. Oh my gosh, so many purrs.
Oh, you're sweet. He licked my arm.
He does that. Hello. He's like, hey, calm your arm down. I need to love on you. Well, let's get some more piety going on. Maybe some quick hit. Well, I think that's all we can do at the moment.
He's like half laying down.
Yeah, Kitty does that. Aha! I've been expecting you. I heard about your foray into the ethereal sea. The students have ventured far and wide, but never quite so deep as that. Are you experiencing any after effects from your prolonged exposure? Nausea? Dizziness? Hauntings? Well, now have a pleasant sleep. And if you do experience any unusual phenomena, please let me know. I shall add it to our records. Yeah, sure. Let's retire to that chamber. I know, we're full of purrs. Peter's having a nice nap. There is no more Heidelin. There's no more Zodiarch. It's just us now. The gods are dead and we have killed them.
There you are.
Return to their age.
Some time, indeed. Yes. For you, at least. Believe me, I'd meant to get some proper sleep. But here we are, drifting along instead. Well, well, you too. And so we remain, to watch and wonder. Yes, indeed. To begin, we first must see the end.
How does his hair look so perfect? Just out of waking up. So ridiculous, kitty.
No cowlick or anything.
Right. Not hair going up like that.
Peter, I trust you've had a good rest? An envoy from Master Foshinaz arrived not long ago with a message. The Laporites have determined Metian's location. We've been asked to gather at the Rostra. I'll meet you there, along with the others.
Just accept it. Oh, I know. Full of purrs. I see. Triple triad match. Yes, I know, we have incredible importance. The fate of the world at stake. But I need to play cheating way. Can't engage in the spot of triple triad. I'm quite good, you know. Alright, cheating way.
That feels like the liquor free. Gotta play the grand.
Took my best card. You little punk. Alright.
What?
He took my best card. Used the swap measure. I'm about to lose. Yeah, we're rematching. That's a little better.
He took the Leon card.
Last time, yes.
It's bull honky.
Rawr. Try again. Okay. Another drawer. There's 2 more games, and then if I still can't beat them, I'm not going to worry about it. Got it done.
Good job.
Well, no, please play another round with me. Got me in Argos. All right. Headed for the Rustra. If we leave this area, I've got another 3 little side quests I need to be working on. Since I got a wee bit of time here. Everyone appears to be present and accounted for. Good. As you know, the Lockports have deduced the whereabouts of Meteon by means of a crystal bequeathed to us by Heidelin herself. Wattage. Your quarry's location is a place far beyond the moon, in the farthest reaches of the Sea of Stars, at the edge of creation. A veritable Ultima Thule.
Indeed. How then are we to reach it?
An excellent question. Luckily for you, we have an equally excellent answer. In theory, with its advanced propulsion systems, the moon is capable of delivering its Ultima Thule, but the myriad other facilities housed within would greatly impede travel to the Sea of Stars. Even the mother crystal may not possess enough aether to bear so massive a vessel to our destination and back. However, if we integrate our hyperhopper into your aether burner, we should be able to fire things up and jump your way to the end of the universe in no time. Because magic Father, does this mean... Bear in mind this decision was not made solely at my discretion, but with the consent of the Forum. Hearing the Loporrit's proposal, the Forum was faced with a grave decision. To commit the Ark to this endeavor would mean abandoning both our plans to evacuate to the Moon and to resettle to another star. Needless to say, the proposition invited fierce debate. In the end, however, the Forum was swayed by the simple fact that Heidelin believed you possessed the strength to overcome this crisis. The next Exodus, or the Great Exodus, was, after all, a plan of Heidelin's own making. Therefore, if in the 11th hour she would proffer another means by which we may seek salvation, we would be fools to dismiss it out of hand. Indeed, she sacrificed everything, even her very existence, to avert the destruction of this star. That's why we've chosen to place our faith in Heidelin, and in you. The Ark will be made ready for your voyage to Ultima Thule. What of all the people you've labored so tirelessly to prepare for the evacuation? Oh, they must be furious. I would not be so sure. They have not forgotten your deeds at the Magna Glaciers. Nor did your instrumental role in orchestrating the delivery of adamantite go unnoticed. No, the people do not protest. Quite the contrary. They've expressed unwavering support for you and your mission. Are the Loporrits too willing to abandon the Exodus? Are you not listening when we said we are born of Heidelin's love for Atheros and his people? If it means your survival, I'll do anything to help. And you'll most certainly have need of our expertise where you're going. There's no guarantee Ultima Thule is a place that supports life, or an otherwise vexing problem our know-how can remedy. Besides, Heidelin chose us to lead the way to Mateum. Why else would she give you a crystal only we can decipher? More importantly, we were perfectly content to evacuate Atheros until you brought us here, Orienge. And now we're enamored with the place, so what choice do we have but to save it? Of course, none of this is possible without you and the Scions. So I must ask, are you certain you wish to do this? You'll avert the final days, whatever it takes. Very well, we shall inform the Forum of your decision, and begin preparations to bolster the Ark with the, Hyper-Hopper. The Loporrits will coordinate with the Ilsabad contingent to have the necessary components transported via the Tower of Babel. Of course, it will take time until the work is complete. For now, pray take your ease. Oh, 'twould seem there's naught to do but rest and prepare. Shall we? Of course.
And that's the game telling you go on your side quest?
Probably, yeah. I do have several side quests to go on. I was kind of putting them off because, you know, we had this big to-do about streaming today, but I do have 3 I need to get done. That's not counting all the stuff I have to do after I stop streaming at 4. Ere we depart, we must leave nothing undone. Quite. It is difficult to conceive how we can best prepare to brave a domain when Dynamis governs all. Nevertheless, Heidelin deemed us worthy of the trials that await. For lack of other feasible options at this late stage, let us trust in her judgment, and face Matean as we are. Which leaves the not-so-small task of coordinating our efforts here to you in Tataru. If all goes to plan, we'll be back before you know it,
I certainly hope so. We'll be praying for your safe return. Perhaps it'll affect the dynamis for the better.
Well, with that settled, we should go get some rest and make the most of the time we've been afforded. Hmm?
The meeting is over, isn't it? You were in there for so long I started to worry. What do they have to say?
Well, they're going to let us go beat them. We'll take Al Meteon and win.
The edge of creation. I see. Rest assured, everything will remain in order till you return. And you will return. Actually, Peter, could I borrow you for a moment?
Looks like your plans for the interim are decided. When the two of you have finished, meet us back at the Baldestine Annex, all right? Sure.
Well, come with me to the Agora. I have something to show you.
All right. What is it, Tataro? Cat, you are cleaning yourself very loudly.
Welcome, Peter, to the Taru's boutique. I've always done my best to provide the Scions with fashionable attire, but in your case specifically, I made an extra effort to strive for the most functional yet stylish clothing one could ask for. Not that I'm playing favorites, but you are the warrior of light. Faced with this unprecedented crisis, I knew you would need an ensemble unlike anything I'd created before, and that I wouldn't be able to do it alone. And so, after enlisting the world's finest artisans, I finally completed my career-defining masterpiece. And then inspiration struck, and I saw a golden opportunity just begging to be seized. With the help of some Thavnarian refugees, I decided to set up shop here in Cerulean. Of course, I would never charge you for our works. Perish the thought. For Sardu, how are things coming along?
Everything's in order, Mr. Stataru. We'll be ready to order shortly.
All right. Which is why I brought you here. You're our very first patron. Would you mind waiting here a moment longer?
I can wait. Following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending due to finder registrations. I did not expect to find you here. What is it? I imagined Idana would also wish to offer her regards. Alas, after delivering our dragon scales to the engineers, she remained to assist with their work on the Aether Burner. The Simulacrum, too, will stay in Charlean, while I oversee matters in Razatan. It is a rather convenient means to keep abreast of developments pertaining to the final days, or anything else. It also allows me, after a fashion, to watch over my people in this distant land.
Farshan, I was hoping you'd stop by. I can't thank you enough for allowing your artisans to work with me here in the boutique.
Please, it is I who should be thanking you. This establishment has restored a sense of normalcy to our lives. You have blessed them with newfound purpose, and a means by which they can support themselves in these troubled times. What's more, when they at last return home to Razatan, the experience and knowledge they have gained in your employ will no doubt prove a boon to the artistry and commerce of our land. In fact, I came here to see how your new employers were settling in, and to express my gratitude for granting them this opportunity.
It's an opportunity for me as well. Believe you me, your artisans have taught me so much about the Bavarian craftsmanship. Their resourcefulness and ingenuity are nothing short of inspiring. I can't wait to see what kind of wonders we come up with.
I pray you every success in your endeavors, Mr. Statuo. Before coming here, I heard word of the forum's decision, of what will soon be attempted. It is only then that I fully understood why my father called this star the last bastion of hope. Indeed, it was the last bastion, for the flame of every other star he encountered had likely already been extinguished. In the boundless dark, the light of brimming life must have been blinding in its splendor. You journey unto the heavens to protect that light. May the scales of my kin serve you well. I have faith that you will prevail and restore peace and tranquility to this star.
Would that Outlaw were alive to see it.
I will not see a sacrifice squandered, nor shall I rest until Razatan is returned to its former glory.
Sure.
Forgive me, but I must take my leave. Fare you well, and remember, the people of this star have not given up hope yet, and neither must you.
Like someone was taking a beating.
Yes, someone was recovering from being whooped. Where must I go to get a meal with some flavor in this wasteland of taste?
It really is pretty awful. You want to go to the last stand.
Peter, my old boy, whatever are you doing here?
Well, you know, getting ready to go across the universe.
A new boutique, you say? I've been meaning to expand my wardrobe. Yes, something with a little more flair, perhaps, befitting a man of my station. Though I have nowhere to flaunt said raiment, so long as my confinement continues indefinitely. The young Lord Fortemps insists that so long as there's work to be done, no matter how trivial, I must abide here in Charlayan. Thus do I toil, though every fibre of my being rails against it. Why, I've even suffered the company of that brute Sicard to see supplies transported in a timely fashion. Yet he was the one granted leave this morning to participate in some supposed covert operation. So I suffer instead of his otherwise welcome absence, now burdened with extra busy work. And without Hunrod here, there's no one to prepare my meals. I came here in the hopes of finding a nice niche cafe, perhaps. Alas, the Charlayan delicacies I've sampled are lacking in every respect.
If a hearty meal's what you're after, I suggest the last stand.
Cafe over on the pier. The cuisine didn't appear to be all that appetizing, but if you vouch for their cooking, then perhaps I will give it a try. Thank you for the suggestion, and tot off for now, old boy. Well, is that Pieter and Tataru I spy? Or this guy?
Hancock, what are you still doing here? You said you were returning immediately after dropping off your cargo.
Yes, that was my original plan. After all, any expertise required aside from the delivery of goods is well beyond my purview. But what manner of entrepreneur would squander an opportunity to study the markets of the northern seas? Worry not, I'll return straightways to Kugane once I've finished.
Of course you'd find a way to turn this crisis to your advantage.
She wounds me, the industrious woman running a new boutique. I'm not blind to the travails of those who... That's the wrong voice. I'm not blind to the travails of those who fight on the front lines to deliver us from ruin. Indeed, I have every confidence they will succeed, and I would make myself and my business ready for their return.
If you believe them so devoutly, then why don't you put your money where your mouth is?
Fair enough, Tataru. Fair enough. There's not more I can do but help ready the Ark and her heroes for the maiden voyage, but on your return I shall host a grand celebration in your honor to the Bocaro Inn. Accommodations are quite costly given the reputation of said establishment, but the East Alanad Trading Company would be honored to foot the bill.
Will there be lemon cakes?
Oh, a man of tart taste, I say. Yes, there will be lemon cakes, and much, much more. The finest delicacies the world and Lord Dorito have to offer. But let us speak more of this upon your return, lest I draw even more to Tataru's hour. Until next we meet. But this guy's still recovering.
Oh.
Come on, computer. Wake up. Peter decided to spend your time at the markets, did you?
I didn't really decide. It was decided for me. Yeah, this is my life, pretty much. Oh, hey, Biggs, what's up? And Wedge. Good to see you.
Tataru.
Biggs, Wedge, I take it work on the Ark proceeds apace?
It does indeed. Collaborating with the greatest minds of Charlayan and Razatan has been a rewarding experience. And that's to say nothing of what we've learned from the Loperids. The Ark is unlike anything we've ever had the pleasure to work on. Even Nero was rendered speechless on more than one occasion. I can't wait for you to see it. Yeah, sounds like fun.
And you'll never guess who paid us a visit before we came to Charlayan. Alpha. I guess he sensed the coming danger and returned to check up on us. He's always one to turn up in the time of need, so I suppose that's why he decided to join us here in Charlayan. Good thing, too. I don't know how he does it, but it's a knack for brightening your day just by being there.
Still hard to believe he had the means to send you off into the great expanse, though. To the farthest known reaches of, well, everything. I never thought I'd live to see such marvels, yet here I am. More often than not, you and the Scions are the catalyst that sparks the need for these great inventions. To think how much I've missed out on, had I not been a member of the Ironworks.
An awful lot of work, to be fair. And the privilege of being worked like a cart chocobo.
Yeah, there's that, too. And as busy as we've been, I wish there was more we could do for you, Peter. But no matter what happens, we have to keep believing. Don't stop believing. For a brighter future.
One filled with even more adventure.
Aha.
When you head back, would you tell the engineers I'll be along shortly with refreshments?
That's kind of you, Tataru. They'll be glad to hear it. On that note, Wedge and I should really get going. Still a few more supplies to gather before we return. See ya.
Bye.
Wait for me.
Terribly sorry for the wait. Right this way, if you please. Right. I don't believe the two of you have been formally introduced. This is Vatrush from Palakistan.
Pleased to meet you.
The pleasure is mine. Thanks to Mistress Tataru, I and many of my friends have found gainful employment in this foreign land. It's only natural to feel fear in the face of calamity. In such times we must look to each other for strength and succor. I know not whether we will come to call this place home or return to Thavnir, but we are here today and are glad to have contributed to the cause. And contribute they did, by helping to make your new garments as durable as possible. We put our hearts and souls into them. I have every confidence that they'll keep you safe in the battle to come.
That's good.
God, think just how far we've come since our humble beginnings at the Waking Sands. From the rising stones to the fallen snows, and even a certain insufferable someone at Ruby's Bazaar. You're always fortunate to find friends along the way. Even when you were swept away to the first, Grahatia was there to grant you sanctuary. I'll never forget the relief I felt when you all returned to us. I thought my heart would burst. Yours has been a long, long journey, and I've been privileged to watch, often with bated breath, as you persevered time and again. For all the joy we've shared, there's been much sorrow as well. But I've long since learned you can't have one without the other. Which is why I promised to send you off to the Sea of Stars with a smile. And you can be certain I'll be the first one to welcome you back on your return.
Awesome, thank you. All right. Well, let's go ahead and pick this up.
In addition to your new ensemble, we have raiment and weaponry for every need. Please, feel free to browse our stock.
Excellent, thank you.
You may now obtain job-specific gear from the Varsooth. The weapons and gear obtained can be equipped at level 89. However, all item stats will be subject to item level sync. Upon reaching level 90 with the corresponding job, these items will no longer be synced. Furthermore, the gear can be dyed upon completion of the role quests associated with said jobs.
It's healing time. Looking sharp there, Pieter.
I realize you still got lots to do before you depart, so I won't keep you any longer. I do hope you can find a moment for yourself, and that the others can as well. They said they were returning to Baldistian Annex, though I doubt they stayed for long. If you decide to go looking for them, I'd suggest speaking with Kral first. I'm sure they would have told her their plan.
Check up on a summoning bell.
This is all you'll get from me. Hope it satisfies you. That's what you asked for, yes? Well, then take it.
Alright, let's get our gear fixed up. Oh no.
What? Oh.
Whoops. I didn't mean to do this to you, I really didn't.
You glamored it.
Yep. This is my extra grumpy guy. I'm sure he's going to really appreciate me putting him in this.
He's a couple of times in the
I'm sorry, but what exactly did you put me in? I'll perform your menial task. And by the way, I hate you. Next time I hope you have a more meaningful task for me. That's hilarious. Okay. Okay, well, I actually need to run to the restroom again. I'll be right back. Too much caffeine. All right, let's go.
You're back. I take it you received your gift from Tataru.
I did.
It was a surprise long in the making, with many, many long hours of fretting to get everything just right. I'm glad to see it realized, and with great success. If you're looking for the others, though, they've already taken their leave. Ishtala, Thancred, and Urianger have gone to the last stand for a bite to eat. Alice and Gratia, meanwhile, thought their time would be better spent poring over books in Numenon. As for Alphino and Astinian, well, they elected to pay a visit to the Levalier estate, though Astinian seemed somewhat reluctant to go. I'm sure they'll all be glad for your company if you'd mind to seek them out. Should you be feeling peckish, I'd suggest heading over to the last stand before Ishtal and the others finish eating. Above all else, it'd be foolish to run headlong into the battle of a fatigued mess, so do remember to get a good night's sleep.
All right. Peter, come to make our quartet, trio quartet, have you? Please, have a seat. Let's see about getting you a drink. Chai, please. Chai is wonderful.
Your business with Chitauri was finished.
It is. She gave me some lovely outfits.
My, what a thoughtful surprise. Whatever would we do without her?
Indeed. And she's right, you know. It hasn't been all doom and gloom.
Feels like a lifetime ago that Master Louis Soir gathered us together to form the Circle of Knowing. Since then, we have experienced much. But rather than feeling wiser, the more I learn, the more I find my knowledge lacking.
Forsooth. As a student, vainly did I believe that I held the secrets of creation in my grasp. Yet that which I had seized was but an insignificant sliver of what awaited in the wider world. Every encounter, every experience hath served to open mine eyes, enlightening and humbling me in equal measure. Even from those whom I called enemies have I learned many a valuable lesson.
What will we learn at the edge of the universe, I wondered?
Oh, something entertaining. At least interesting.
Ultima Thule, where the bringer of the end makes her nest. I, for one, can't possibly imagine. But whatever awaits us there, we will survive. We must. For her.
You have nothing left to prove. Not the Rim, not the Mentelia.
Is aught the matter?
No, it's nothing. Well, lately I find myself surprised at how much I've changed. How much we've all changed.
We've come far together, and if we have aught to say about it, we'll go further still. Aye, we will avert this calamity and return home, in preparation for which we must give thought to what we hope to achieve after the proverbial dust has settled.
What with the primals and Ascians all but dealt with, I suppose we'll need to look for new hobbies.
Hey, Corythius. Oh, you know, just going through and walking. Thoroughly enjoying the showering of happiness that this game is giving me.
In all seriousness, though, in uniting to overcome a common foe, the disparate peoples of the world have found a way forward together. It's a truly gratifying sight to see.
Yeah. It's like, here's some payoff, and here's some more payoff, and here's some more. You know what? Here, have all the payoff. It's like, oh, cool, thank you. I'm really enjoying this.
Indeed. Though it was many years in the making, we have successfully set in motion the gears of fundamental change.
Hopefully in a good way.
With this, we have fulfilled our humble role as a symbol of hope. And I dare say it is time to bow out. After all, there is no shortage of hands to bear the torch in our stead.
You know, I never really considered I might live long enough to see an after. But even if my time as a scion came to an end, I don't expect that much will change. Traveling the world, going wherever the wind blows, lending a hand to those in need.
Good times all.
A journey for journey's sake. It doth suit thee well. I must confess I too have yearned to see more of the world.
More
If
than
thou
just the
art
overview?
amenable to the suggestion, I would accompany thee. Mine ability to affect an air of normalcy through artful disguise is much improved, thou must concede.
Aye. Well, improvement is relative. You still look suspicious no matter what you wear.
Very much so. You fail at inconspicuity.
What of you, Ishtola? Any grand plans?
Why, continue my quest for knowledge, naturally. To begin with, I wish to know the state of the reflections, to which end I must find a means to travel between worlds.
Right.
'Tis the least I must do if I am to keep my promise. Should my pursuits prove unduly arduous, I won't hesitate to call on you. And in return, I will take you to see Reen one day. I'm sure you cannot wait to see the fine young woman she has become.
Spare me.
Way to make it
What of thee?
awkward.
What wouldst thou pursue at duty's end?
When you finish everything, what is there to do?
Here's yours. My apologies for the wait.
Well, shall we make a toast? To victory.
To our comrades.
To the future of the star.
Finding a new adventure, I guess, would be the next thing to do. Game keeps giving characters death flags. And then being like, yeah, just kidding. It's fine. They're fine. They're fine. Leaving so soon, I suppose it's for the best. If you'd rather not explore the bottom of the bottle with Oriange, I dare say the others would welcome your company as well, if you can find them, that is. In any case, as long as you make the most of your time, and that's all that matters. Seems like a place to be more like an Alice place. And there she is. Hey there, how you guys doing? Try speaking with Alice, but she is fast asleep. We're all sleeping together. Don't make it weird.
Oh. Knowing them, they're probably dreaming about the celestial adventures to come.
Yeah, the nice thing about the summoner outfit is you can sleep in it, and if your head falls over, you can just, hit the side of the collar.
Just as well. They've been running themselves ragged of late. Unlike you and the others, I'm a few steps removed from the danger and excitement. The things you all get up to never fail to impress me. But by the same token, I can't help but worry. Not only for your safety, but for your happiness. After everything you've sacrificed, you earned it 1,000 times over. From the simple pleasures of tucking into a hearty meal or collapsing into a comfortable bed.
Or, sleeping in a gazebo.
To the grand triumphs of visiting legendary lands or finding true love. You deserve all the joy in the world. There is so much that life has to offer. So much to be treasured and shared with those we hold dear. So promise me this. Come what may, you won't give up on your own happiness.
Oh, I'm happy enough.
When you're out there fighting tooth and nail, it's all too easy to forget. But in the end, your passions will be your greatest strength of all. Remember that.
Sure. Bro, you alright?
This feels familiar.
What are you talking about? This is the first time we slept together.
Well, 'tis good to be...
To be what?
Wait. What am I... Gods, don't tell me I fell asleep.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Not that there's any shame in it, but you were sleeping like babies.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Yep, very unsoundly. With lots of disruptions.
Not a word to anyone. Understood? Not one word.
About what?
I'm told that sleeping in proper beds of your own choosing is a much more effective way to prepare for battle.
So, what were the two of you doing here?
I had a few books to return to the library. Thought I'd take care of it while I could.
You guys did pick a really conspicuous place to sleep.
And you?
Just enjoying a nice little peace and quiet. Okay, so the next time we leave this area, I'm probably going to go ahead and do those side quests. Have one for Summoner, one for the Scholar, and one for the Monk. Let me get those taken care of. Little job side quests. Hey there, Rofino. You and Estinian doing something? No, we were told to rest.
Oh. What brings you here?
Yeah, I was going to say, Estinian looks totally different out of his armor. I was told to wander around
so
aimlessly.
you were worried that the Levier household might again be gripped by turmoil.
Sure, that's what I said. Right.
All is well, I assure you. In my letters home, I had made mention of Estinian, you see. My mother wished to meet the legend in person, and so we arranged to have a spot of tea together.
And so you put him in this outfit.
Where were you in my hour of need? Fell beasts I can face. I'm not made for idle chit-chat with lords and ladies.
Yes, you very much got the Witcher in the court aesthetic going on.
Well, I for one thought you held your own. Mother was the picture of delight.
I might have been delighted myself, were we in a tavern with more agreeable drink. The thought of fleeing crossed my mind, but what then? I'd never hear the end of it. Least of all from Tataru.
I'm sorry. 'Twas not my intent to cause you such distress. It's just... It was one of the things I didn't want to leave undone ere we set forth. That's not to say I think we won't be returning.
We probably will,
Yet,
right?
given what lies ahead, I did not wish to leave for later that which I could do today.
That night sky, though.
After all, tomorrow is never promised.
True that.
It's fine. Not like I had better things to do. Besides, seeing you with your mother brought back fond memories of my own. Be we rich or poor, family is family.
Yep.
Well, it's past time we were on our way.
Wait!
What's the matter?
Since I left home, I've made a great many mistakes. Mistakes for which I can never make amends. But through it all, you didn't give up on me.
Why should I?
To have returned here with you at my side, it means more to me than you know.
You deserve it.
Thank you. From the bottom of my heart.
Of course.
Forgive me, but it needed to be said.
It's okay, Estinian. Everyone here needs to get a
I'm
death
the one
flag in
who
there.
owes you thanks. Were it not for you, I would not be alive today, nor come to terms with Nidhogg's spirit.
It was quite impressive.
I am ever grateful.
Suppose I had to thank both of you as well. Appreciate your help. Fight the Dragon Song War, and appreciate your help in everything, really.
Well, we needn't make it a competition. You know, this must be what Hydaelyn meant when she spoke about depending on one another. However treacherous the road before us, together we will prevail.
Good stuff. Yeah, that was the wrong way. Let's go this other way. There we go. There we just see you. Welcome back, Peter. Return to cast a few final winks before embarking on your mission, I presume. You'll be happy to know your chambers have been cleaned and fresh linens laid out. I pray you enjoy the sweetest dreams in this final night before the big day. Yeah, let's return. That night, at the Royal Menagerie in Alamigo. Hey, there's Xenos.
So what's your problem, huh?
You will never get what you want. Not even the battle you pine for so dearly.
We already fought this battle, dude.
In that transcendent moment, what was it that I sought in you?
I don't know, man. I don't understand your motivations at all.
What was it that you sought in me?
I thought you to die and you failed. Congrats. And thus it dawns. The day of reckoning.
How often have we thus assembled?
Quite a lot.
To combine our knowledge and seek solutions to the problems before us.
Back at the Waking Sands, it was all we could do to address the most minor of troubles. Who could have realized what we'd find when we began to look to the sources of the realm's woes?
Quite a lot. I thought we solved all the problems last expansion.
At the Rising Stones, we made great strides and shared many moments. From the joyous to the sorrowful.
We've had occasion to call other places home too. Be it Ishgard or Kugane, we were fortunate to find sanctuary wherein we might take stock and continue our fight.
Yep. Even the Ethereum, the Crystarium, whatever.
I was honored to host this company in the Crystarium, to stand with you all as we confronted the truth of the star itself.
And now from this place, we go to fight the most important battle of all.
Oh boy.
The Forum has sent word. The Ark is ready.
Alright, well,
The Loporrits naturally will be commanding the vessel.
naturally.
They will see the 8 of you to Ultima Thule.
Hi, kitty. Yes, I love you too.
Upon arriving, your objective is to find and vanquish Meteon.
Alright.
As a final formality, the Forum bade me ascertain your resolve. So, are you certain you wish to do this?
Win? It's better than the alternative.
We are.
Then, ere you report to Thalmasane, I leave you with these words. You must triumph. What that means will differ for each of you. To make it back home, or to simply avert doom, or perhaps something else altogether. Yet whatever it is that drives you, I have faith in its power to see you through. So please, triumph. Triumph, as we who remain behind believe you will.
That's right.
Let us be off then.
Wait! Both Kryl and I will be there to see you off, but as your receptionist, I feel I need to say this here.
Don't I?
Safe journey, all of you. And be safe.
You too, Taro. I suppose this is where we part ways, for now at least. Would that I had sage words of wisdom to share ere you depart. Perhaps the teaching of Galif Ballistian will suffice. Surrender not to anger or hatred, he said. Look beyond them, and there find true strength. What one sees beyond is open to interpretation, I think, but for me, it would be the things I cherished most in life. Things I believe are worth fighting for. Something to consider as you venture out into the sea of stars. I know, right, kitty? All right. So, let's get some of these side quests done real quick. First, I'm feeling monkey. Let's head to Razatan and get my monk business done. Hey there, Wilminson. Peter, on behalf of the Admiral Boswin, I thank you for your many deeds in service of Limsa Laminsha. We have been receiving troubling tidings that beasts akin to those that plague Razatan have been sighted on the Lanashan coast. The Admiral has mustered the Maelstrom in hopes of quelling the threat. Yet there is much we do not understand about our foe, and as such, your expertise in this area would be a great boon to us. Will you help us? I'll do all I can. Excellent. The Admiral will be heartened to have your knowledge and martial prowess on our side, I'm certain. Brace at sail for Limsa as soon as you're able. The Secretariat of Maelstrom Command will appraise you of all the details upon your arrival. All right, well, Limsa then. Hey there, Secretariat. What's up? Our men at Razat Han told us to expect you. I'll inform the Admiral of your arrival. Oh, this is the voice. Just saw the cattail. Glad you could join us, Peter. I only wish it were under better circumstances. The grave news from the bounty has not escaped our ears. I can scarce begin to imagine the horrors you've witnessed there. It pains me to say the selfsame hell has come to Vilbrand. Fell beasts born of deepest despair have been sighted all throughout our island. Tell him what we know.
Oh, yes. The first report came a few days ago, with one of our men patrolling Skull Valley. He spoke of a fearsome creature, unlike any native to our shores. While we had our suspicions, it was only later that a connection to the final days was confirmed by a most unlikely source, the Sahagin. We've been treating their template for some time now, and many have made a full recovery. Owing to this, some factions are eager to improve diplomatic relations with Limsa.
It is one such faction that has provided the most comprehensive reports in all their alarming detail.
Oh, yes, they speak of the most dreadful sight, their spawn brothers transforming into horrific beasts before their very eyes. Indeed, it is far too similar to the incident at Razathan to be mere coincidence.
If our assumptions are to be correct, the first and most formidable of the beasts, a blasphemy as it's been decided we would call them, prowls our waters as we speak.
Fortunately, there have been no sightings of blasphemy within the city. Nevertheless, if we're to spare our people the horror that befell Razathan, the fiend must be dealt with, and quickly. Despite our investigative efforts, we remain very much in the dark as to the precise nature of the threat we face. Were we to recklessly dispatch large numbers of troops, we'd run the risk of having our own men corrupted. We can well imagine the carnage that would ensue. As such, Admiral Boswin has decided to keep those involved to a minimum and lead the investigation herself.
And I would have you by my side. What say you? Oh yeah, let's do it. Can't wait to punch things. You have my thanks. We'll depart at once to meet with our Sahagin allies and gather what knowledge we can. We might devise a proper plan of attack. They are due to arrive at South Tide Gates soon. I'll go on ahead and wait for you there. All right, sounds good. All right, South Tide Gate. Oh yes, near Alaport. Gotcha. I know where that is. Near the Sahagina. What's this? The Amanda? The Amanda would hear tidings of your battle with the Siren. So it's true that you triumphed over the Siren. Words cannot express my gratitude. My only regret is that my dear brother could not be here today to hear of our father's death has been avenged. He set sail with his crew 3 years past, you see, and is yet to return to shore. But I hold out hope that his ship came sailing into the harbor any day now, and on that day I shall be the first to share with him the news of your triumph. In the meanwhile, however, we can finally press on with the restoration of Pharos Sirius. I must get to work at once. I would be much in your debt if you could inform Master Mimoda that the coast is clear for us to begin. Alright. This is some random job I hadn't gotten done way back when. Hey there, Mimoda. You've done it? Send that bloody siren screeching and shrieking to the murky depths whence she came. You've done us all a great service today, lad. If you wouldn't mind, regale old Mamelda's ears with a tale of the foul wench's last song. What's that? You had to fend off a ghastly crew wearing a sea-dotted sud for maelstrom men.
'tis I feared. The poor lads. And the poor lass. Me heart goes out for her. 'Twas 3 years to the day, give or take a moon. A crew of the Maelstrom's finest set sail on a routine patrol. Ain't nothing routine in these parts, and they'd not returned to shore. Rumors spread quick, like there was a siren song that led the vessel to a watery grave. Maelstrom commanded jumped it quiet to talk. Ill tidings are always too easy to come by in the days after the calamity. But those of us in the know, we knew. Like father, like son. Lad, promise us old sod you'll spare poor Diamanda the truth. Lass had already suffered more than her share. Diamanda?
This cannot be. My brother's still alive at sea. The search effort continues. Master Mimoda, you yourself have told me the same.
Forgive me, missy. I never meant to deceive. The Maelstrom made me swear a vow, you see, that I'd keep the truth buried deep in... bugger me, Valen, bugger me. Truth is, the scurvy coward just couldn't survive summon the nerve to tell you the truth. Diamanda, can you ever forgive a sorry old sod?
There's no need for forgiveness, Master Mimoda, for the true coward is me. In my heart I've always known. This adventurer's deeds and your words have finally given me the courage to face the truth. I am a grown woman. The time for clinging to childish dreams is past. I must look to the future. My smithing skills are still wanting, but I'll not falter from the task. Theros Sirius will burn bright once more, a beacon of hope in the darkest of nights. The fell songs of the seas have claimed their last victim. I shall see to it with my own 2 hands.
Mm-hmm. Strong words, lass. I trust you'll not forget them when your paws are all blebby and blistery.
My hands? Well, I'll clench my hammer and my teeth if it need be. Father, brother, do you hear me? Your deaths will not be in vain.
Gotta be the watchtower.
All right.
And let's head to the next mission.
Hey, look, there are leaf meats. Remember leaf meats? But why, though? I don't want to do these. Kind of the same feeling about Fates, too, truth be told. Fate failed. Aw, too bad. Hey there, Melwood.
It's well past our agreed-upon meeting time, but Sahagin are nowhere to be seen. They've not seemed the sorts to break their word. This bodes ill. Let us leave this place to the guards and search Halfstone for any sign of them.
Yeah, let's do that.
Noel's in danger. Quick, to his aid.
Hey there, Noel. This fell. Because it's a fell, dude. Ha, I'm so funny. Hey there, Noel. What's up?
Many thanks, Shore Walker. Pray tell, Is my companion safe? Oh, Melrop took care of her. The Admiral himself comes to our aid. Glad tidings, indeed. You too have my boundless gratitude for saving my life. Let us quit this place before those beasts return.
All right. No, I don't want to fight the little player. I want to talk to this girl. Everyone's still alive. Good. But not if we stay out here too much longer. Inside. Quickly. As you wish.
Thank you, my friends. Those ghastly beasts would have made short work of us had you not intervened. And yet, it brings me no joy to watch them die. For unbelievable as it may sound, until a short while ago, they were none other than our very own spawn brothers. At first, we got them merely cursed, but our talismans and magics availed us not.
Aye, 'tis no curse. 'Twas any evil, like no other. Innocent souls transformed against their will into unholy beasts, called blasphemies.
Blasphemies? Pray, tell us more.
This would be your area of expertise, Peter. All right. Once upon a time, there were these people that got really sad, and then they turned into monsters. The end.
Turned into beasts by the power of despair. Oh, this is horrifying indeed.
Thus far, the phenomenon here in Lenosha has been limited to the Sahagin. Why is that?
I cannot say, yet I wonder if the crushing tide is involved in some way.
I know nothing of this crushing tide.
Word of them is yet to reach you, I see. It all began when the Indigo Matriarch, the queen of our land, was stricken with a grave malady.
That doesn't sound good.
Tragic as it was for one small soulish. She was not fond of shore walkers, and so deprived of her leadership, more of my kind came to see the wisdom in making peace with Limsa. There remain, of course, those who would oppose our cause. They formed a group called the Crushing Tide. Even now they seek to summon the Lord of the World anew, and consign all fiendish ones into brine deep. However, they lack the crystals necessary to do so. Denied the power they crave, they can do naught but gnash their teeth in desperation.
And you suspect these feelings of helplessness are the cause of their transformations?
Yes, so. Those of our spawn brothers who turned into beasts have been fraternizing with the Crushing Tide. Despite our differences, we cannot abide our kin, not abandon our kin to such a fate.
Cat is talking.
Yet we must be careful not to drive them to still deeper despair. Yes, we must consider the situation carefully, lest we bring destruction upon all of our kind.
Tell me this. Are the Crushing Tide even now under Leviathan's thrall? If freed from their drowned state, might they not listen to reason?
Were it only so simple. All but a few are long since cured. They walk this path of their own free will.
In that case, they may yet be dissuaded from their present course. For the sake of our nascent alliance, we will do all we can to save your brethren. Fortunately, a most capable ally stands with us, for this man bested many a formidable foe, including the Leviathan.
The great Peter Krolinsk in the flesh, honored am I to stand in your presence.
Together we'll weather this storm, and usher age a new age of harmony. This I swear.
Yes.
There's much to be done. For now, let us return to our homes, and prepare as best we can for the trials ahead. Should we discover aught of value,
We'll be sure to share it with you. I ask that you do the same.
Indeed we shall, until such time I watch over my Spartan brothers, and page no more succumb to the change.
All right, back to Maelstrom Command then. All right.
The Admiral told me everything. Thank the Navigator you were there to dispatch those terrible beasts.
Welcome back. Thanks to you and Noah, I now possess a proper understanding of the challenge we face. It is a daunting task that lies before us. We'll continue to cooperate with the Sardine to learn all we can. Once we've located the blasphemy, I'll have need of your strength. Till then, I ask only that you remain at the ready. Clearly, the storm clouds have only begun to gather. All right. Cassius has some worrying news concerning Pharaoh Sirius.
Peter, perfect timing as always. We're in need of your talents to deal with some trouble brewing over the Isles of Umbra. Seems a pack of kobolds have made a grab for Pharaoh Sirius. The smiths working on the restoration barely made it out alive. Nelson Command's run up plans to take back the tower with Master Moldova asking how things are standing at the ground. And while they asked him for his opinion, he kept going on and on about some adventurer for long past that helped him dive off a siren for the same spot. Now, no disrespect to the old fella. He didn't have the firmest grasp on what's happening to him. So we couldn't help wondering. Maybe there's a Yor was none other than his fine self. He being the Siren Slayer and all. So what do you say? Wouldn't that lend us a hand and relight the beacon? Of course. I knew he could count on me. One of our Stormflyers is making the final preparations for an airship landing right now. Tell your Trashy sent you, and she'll give you the particulars.
All right, sounds great. So for the airship landing we go. I'll need to take another potty break. Soon. Peter, we are honored to have you with us. The situation is developing even as we speak. I will do my best to explain what we know. According to Master Mimoda, he and his fellow smiths barely escaped with their lives when the kobolds began scattering bombs around the lighthouse's foundations. He believes the beastmen intend to blow Pharaoh Sirius to pieces, thus disrupting our most vital supply route to and from western Lenosha. Needless to say, we cannot be permitted to succeed. We must follow swiftly before wrecks begin to pile up around Alaport. That's where you come in. The kobolds have sealed off the ground entrance, so we propose to take you to the top of the tower by airship. Once there, you'll proceed inside and see to the bombs, along with any kobold you encounter. The Maelstrom will bring up the rear and secure the area. Before we proceed, I must stress the need for caution. Master Mimoda suspects that the kobolds are bent upon destroying Pharaoh Sirius. They'll have more than a handful of flaming voids at their disposal. One inopportune explosion could set the restoration back by moons, if not years. You know as well as I do how volatile bombs could be. If we are to save the beacon, we'd best leave soon. Pharaoh Sirius Hard is now available. I just now unlocked Pharaoh Sirius Hard. All right. Give me a moment. Be right back.
Alright, well, I just unlocked Sparrow's Serious Hard, so anyone want to join me on that? Doesn't look like it at the moment. Alright. Well, let's do it with the Red Mage, shall we? There's no telling when the kobold's bombs will explode. Pray board the airship the instant you're ready. Barrow's Serious Hard. Let's do it. Next would be Scholar, I believe. And Scholar is in Alamigo.
Something terrible has happened.
What's that?
It's Fodola. She's escaped.
Escaped?
She was accompanying a squadron out on a training exercise. One moment she was there, and the next she was gone. I don't think much of it at the time, but she's been acting strangely ever since she went to meet that mother and child. You know, the ones who wanted to thank her for saving the girl's life. When I told Commander Alden about it, he went charging after Alagara to ask them if they had any idea where Fodola might be. But I thought about going after him, but when I heard you were heading this way, I reckoned it'd be best to send you in my stead. Godspeed, Pieter.
Alright, let's go. So what happened? Apparently the meeting didn't go very well.
Pieter, I wasn't expecting to see you here. You'd heard what happened then. Just as Fodola was beginning to earn our trust, she'd given us the slip. As you may know, she wears a choker enhanced with exactly that. If I were to give the order, she'd be dead within moments. And she knows that. She took the risk anyway, so I have to believe she has a good reason.
That's what we're looking into now.
We were hoping Clarel and the young Lyerly here could shed some light on the matter.
Well, we'd like to ask you about your conversation with Fodola, if we may.
Well, yes, of course. I know she's the butcher, or was at least. It didn't seem right to go without thanking her. That's why I requested the meeting, to express my gratitude and my apologies. She was quiet at first, just stood there as we spoke, as if she wasn't even listening. Then I mentioned the blasphemy, and she looked at Lyerly, and all of a sudden clutched her own head and cried out in agony. That was the echo.
The echo. Do you remember what you were thinking about at that time?
A man. The one I saw in the city.
Who? What?
Did he have something to do with those people panicking? Mm-hmm.
The one who turned?
I think he did. When I was waiting for you, I saw him. He was by himself. He looked poorly, so I asked if he was all right. And he said yes. He had a nice smile. He got up and started walking, but then
turned into a monster.
He was shouting and screaming, and I was oh so frightened. I didn't want to talk about it, not even to Mum. I wish you'd said something sooner. I'm sorry, Puppet. This is my fault for leaving you on your own.
The men had turned into a blasphemy, I'd wager. The girl saw him, which means Ferdola now has seen him too.
There's one other thing. When Ferdola was having her funny turn, she said something. Charlie? No, Charlotte, I think. Yes, that's it.
Ring any bells?
Can't say it does. But if he has anything to do with the skulls, the Silver Griffins should have information on him.
We'd best have a word with Ragafin, then.
Mm-hmm.
You've both been very helpful. I'd also like to thank you for being so kind to Ferdola. She may not have said it, but I'm sure it meant a lot to her.
I have a couple more things I'd like to ask, so we'll catch up with you later.
Charlotte, you say? Yes, that name came up during our own investigations. As I recall, he served under the Viceroy during the occupation, and his whereabouts is currently unknown. Had an older brother named Ansfrid, one of the Credia Lupi, which would give him a connection to Ferdola. Is there anyone who can tell us more about him? Yes, an uncle, who had recently helped find employment here in Alagana. He's the one who asked us to look for claret. You'll most likely find him working at the Sleeping Stones. As it happens, I was planning on bringing him something to eat. I'll join you there shortly. Hey there, Mum.
Perhaps we should have asked what he looks like.
Still looking, huh? That's him over there.
Well, it's still us.
I hope we're not interrupting anything.
No, of course not. It's good to see you, Ragnford. My word, the Bull of Alamigo and the Champion of the Alliance. What brings such esteemed guests to our humble quarry?
At ease, my good fellow. I merely wish to ask you about your nephew.
Charlotte, have you found him?
No luck, then.
Is there anything else you can tell us? More about his childhood, perhaps?
Wasn't much of one, I'm afraid. Poor boy's life was ruined long before he ever had any say in the matter. His parents and I swore allegiance to Garlabald to secure ourselves and our kin's citizenship. Probably good at this here, living amongst our countrymen who treated us as pariahs. Took its toll on him and his brother, to be spat on as traitors by association. One thing led to another, and Ansfrid, together with most of his friends, joined the Imperial Army. That's how it started, you know. The Crani Lupi. Gaius' loyal little pups.
Do you remember the name of these friends?
Yes, had quite the reputation growing up. There was Elemen, Rudolf. An angry little girl had grew up to become the butcher herself, Ferdola.
Charlotte was part of their group too, yes. But from what we've heard, he chose not to become a soldier.
It wouldn't have lasted a day in training. He knew that better than anyone, of course. Not that it helped him feel any less guilty for turning his back on the others. He blamed himself for their deaths, for not stopping them when he had the chance, for not being strong enough to fight by their side. Maybe save them, maybe not. But he wasn't there, and he wished he had been. Then one day, he was gone. Wherever he is, I hope that he is safe and well.
And so do we. Thank you. The information you've shared proved quite useful. And for you, I brought some food. Why don't you call it a day and go enjoy it with your family?
We have to skip this scene, aren't we?
Let him have the peace for now. Back to Alagana.
Just take your time, guys. Real serious hard. Instead of going up, we're going down. I hate it whenever I get corrupted flam. It's the worst kind of thing to get served at dinner.
Oof. Got him.
Second try or what? No. I died on the first one. That was the second mini-boss. That was one of that as well. Just attack thing until they die. It's called strategy. Look it up. Hit it till it breaks. Oh my. A big bloated blob monster. If Final Fantasy XIV has taught me anything, is that this thing is going to pop, like break like an egg, and there's going to be a hot guy inside. A little bit, yeah. Reminds me of Lord Volth. But yeah, it does look a lot like slime. Man.
Look, it's the progenitor. Like Louis. Hey, go boom. Yeah, you better run. I've already made friends with you people. Goodness. We do things out of order. Thank you for your help, people. I gotta play your commentation. These people are so nice. Way more than they should be.
Peter, you've returned. You had us worried for a moment there. We heard an awful rumbling coming from deep underground and feared the worst. My men have concluded a preliminary sweep of the lighthouse and dismantled the remains of the bomb incubators. It would seem the beastmen have abandoned the tunnels directly beneath the tower. We have sent scouts to pursue them, but the passages stretch farther than expected. Pardon the interruption. While I was secure in the interior, we found this old seafarer knife lying on the floor. One of the lads noticed it got the sigil of De Manda Nanik and Femines carved in the handle. I see. Well, if anyone could tell us who this knife belonged to, I suppose it would be the smith who crafted it. Yet I cannot seek her out until the tunnels have been secured. I have another favor to ask, Peter. Would you mind delivering the knife to Lieutenant Tratchett at Allaport on my behalf? He is due to meet with the artisans of Nalak and Belmenes shortly. Sure, why not? I expect you'll be waiting at the docks. Do not concern yourself about the tunnels. We'll find out where they lead, however far they go. On behalf of the Maelstrom, I thank you for your aid in reclaiming the lighthouse. Fortune go with you, till sea swallows all. Sure. All right. I could board a boat, but this is sillier. I'm riding a flying elephant.
Hey there, Tratchett. Peter, I just heard the good news. By Lamellin's blessed light, he did it again. You saved Sirius. I have a knife. Would you like it? Oh, what's this? It's this knife we found inside. I see. Well, I'll be sure to ask about it. Well, speak of the devil.
Oi, what's the name? Redcoat. How long do I have to go riding the tavern for you boys sending shad-eating kobold bastards packing, eh?
Much more of this, and me hammer and arm will be as soft as me lily white arse. A terrifying prospect, make no mistake. Luckily, it ain't one we need to worry about, though, 'cause we've taken Pharaoh Sirius back. And after the walloping your maid gave him, his kobolds will know what to keep their grubby paws to themselves in the future. Meaning you can get back to restoring the place in peace. Huzzah! Ha-ha! Yep. So? Miss Diamanda, while the lads are searching the lighthouse, they found something that might interest you. This knife. Here. Does the seafarer's widow look familiar?
All too familiar. But it didn't look so worn down the last time I saw it. I made this for Simon before he set sail 3 years ago. It was my first piece as a full-fledged smith.
Simon? As in Captain Simon of Maelstrom Command?
The same. It never meant for it to be a farewell present, but knowing he used it often and kept it with him to the last, well, it means a lot. Master Nimimadoa. I think it's a sign. Why else would my first piece be returned to me but to show me how far I've come? Just seeing it makes me want to restore the lighthouse to its former glory even more. To make it into a place to honor the lost rather than a place to grieve for them.
Aye, lass, that's the way. There are things we, all of us, would sooner forget. But remembrance what makes us stronger. Wouldn't you agree, Initiate? Speaking of remembering, you remind me of someone. Someone about the eyes. Oh, aye, that's a spitting image of a man I once helped me drive back an army of the undead. Right, tough bugger he was. Like you, only taller. Never did find out what happened to him, but looking at you, I'm guessing he settled down and sired himself an heir or two. It brings a tear to my eye, seeing you carrying on the family tradition. I am much obliged to you, lad. Much obliged.
Can't thank you enough for saving the lighthouse. If it hadn't been for you, all of our hard work would have been for naught. But I, for one, mean to make the most of this reprieve. I swear to you on my brother's memory, when we finish with Pharaoh Sirius, I'll serve as more than just a guiding light to safe waters. It'll lead the souls of those lost at sea back to familiar shores.
Some folks see Pharaoh Sirius as a cursed reminder of the calamity, while others see it as a monument to Limson's golden age. But I'll bet it means more to them paired and everyone else in Lenosha put together. And someday, they'll show the world how it looks to them, like a beacon of hope. I realize I still ain't think you're properly forgiven us and with all this. Hardly needs saying, I suppose, but the Maelstrom couldn't have done it without you. You can leave the rest to us, though. We'll see the Smiths don't get disturbed again. Until next time, then, Peter.
Sure thing. Quest complete.
That was from Heavensward?
Yeah, that's a Heavensward mission. From way back in Heavensward.
I could tell by the Quest Complete song.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's continue with this story.
Hey there, Robon. So not only was his brother a member of the Skulls, but Charlotte himself was a childhood friend of Ferdola's. I'm told he refused the support of the Civil Griffins as well. He's been trying to make his own way for some time now. His brother and his friends died at Sepulchre Imperatorius, save for Ferdola. The gods only know how he felt about her after that.
How Ferdola felt about Charlotte after seeing Lyle's memory of him transformed into a blasphemy. Brother of a man she's killed and a childhood friend besides. She thinks she's responsible for this. That's why she ran, to kill the beast.
I never thought I'd say this, but I'm worried about her.
Fadola's a survivor and an outcast herself. Exactly the sort of person the Silver Griffins are trying to support. You've seen for yourself the sacrifices she's willing to make. And if you can learn to feel sympathy for her, maybe others can too.
I think we can have enough information for the time being. Let's return to the city and plan our next move.
All right. Realmican Quarter, then.
I've assigned a few soldiers to assist the Silver Griffins in investigating Claret's background. With luck, we'll find them quickly. And then we can prepare for what must come after. We're all but certain Claret's the one who transformed into a blasphemy, so there's naught to be done but put him out of his misery. As for Fadola, I put Minago and her troops in charge of tracking her. Once they've found her, they'll have my permission to lend whatever support they deem necessary. If it comes to it, I may ask you to join the search. Until such time, I ask that you take this opportunity to rest.
Sure. But only for a little while. All right. The foundation. Not the max out XP. Heading to the strategy room. I shall be glad to show you in. The music of Ishgard. Pieter. Owing to Lord Amaric's swift action, I am pleased to say that the Imperial Council will soon be held. In case you are unaware, the Council is the highest assembly in the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Its purpose to deliberate and decide upon doctrine. The previous one was held no less than 80 years ago, and 4 archbishops have since come and gone. As such, most Ishgardians know little of it, save that which they have read in the historical accounts. Traditionally, the Archbishop and the members of the Synod would meet behind closed doors. In light of Bishop Bartino's fate, however, this time the doors will be thrown open to the public. Indeed, for the first time in history, all men and women of the faith may have a hand in shaping the mission and teachings of the Church. It is my hope that you will join us in the endeavor. Deacon Clem, allow me to express our gratitude for your efforts in facilitating the council. We appreciate the difficulty of your position. I merely had my conscience on my face, my lord. Acting in Bishop Bartino's stead, I shall do all within my power to see that the Church may serve the people once more. Where is the Lord Speaker, if I may ask? He stepped outside for a moment, saying he wished to gather his thoughts ahead of the council. The hour draws nigh, however. Pieter, I shall proceed to the vault with the good deacon. In the meantime, I'd ask you to find Lord Amaric. He should be at the last vigil, I believe. Sure. Request accepted. Oh, yeah.
With the horn?
Yep. It's summoning time. The Alligans, they like their summoners horny. What can you say? It's just kind of the style.
Hey there, Emmerich. What's up?
Oh, it is you, my friend. Is it time already?
It is.
I see. My apologies for making you wait, making you come and fetch me. I've been thinking, Peter, on the path I've chosen to walk, and on those who've been left behind as a consequence of my actions. Those who died fighting, those burdened with boundless grief, those deprived of position and purpose. Like any nation, Ishgard is made up of desperate souls with desperate beliefs. Without an enemy to unite us, we recall the differences we once set aside out of necessity, and find amongst our old friends new ideological foes. The figure I had envisioned. It is far more difficult to secure than I ever imagined, this future. What must I do for our people to live in harmony? For our nation to move forward as one? Such questions I've been pondering. We should begin making our way to the council. Shall we continue our conversation while we walk?
I'd like that.
Ready then? Let's be off. If it is agreeable, I should like to look on Fortep's Manor. Emmerich's now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. And here's the tutorial again, in case you've forgotten. The other 20 times we did this. It feels like another age that you and yours were no more than foreign wards of House Fortem's. In actual fact, it may be considered so. For your comings set in motion a chain of events that brought an end to the Dragonsong War, ushering in a new age of harmony. You paved the way for meaningful change in our nation, and for that, you shall ever have my gratitude.
Sure.
Now then, shall we continue on to the architect? King Thordan and the Knights 12, the murderers of Radoskyr. Since the truth of their ancient crime came to light, many have demanded these images be torn down. Yet though what our founding fathers did was wrong, neither is it right to simply expunge them and their deeds from history. To do so would be to deny our people's part in what followed for 1,000 years. We have the chance to forge a new future, but we as a nation must decide how we will confront our past. Forgive me, I was lost in thought again. Let us join Deacon Clem at the vault. Well, there you are, my friends. The council is about to convene. Let us take our place in the audience hall. Esteemed members of the clergy and honored adherents of the faith, I thank you all for your attendance. In recent days, our nation has been racked by a series of tragedies. Those among us who do Halon's work have been transformed into abominations. This dreadful phenomenon has been brought about by the final days, and it is upon our despair and anguish that it feeds. Thus, if we are to prevent a further tragedy, we must strive to ensure that all Ishgardians, clergymen and citizens alike,
abide with peace and love for one another in their hearts. To that end, have I called this Immunicial Council, the first in generations, that we might together determine a path forward for the Church and our society as a whole.
Since antiquity, the Ishgardian Orthodox Church served the people of two respects, as the Fury's spear to strike at the heart of dragonkind, and as the Fury's shield to safeguard the souls of men. But now that we are at peace with the Dravanians, the Church need no longer serve as a spear. So we too must now reconsider how we might better serve as a shield for our brethren.
The hierarchy must be reformed. For that we need accountability. The upper echelon must be stripped of rank at a minimum, and investigations conducted, trials held, if the evidence is sufficiently damning. And then we may turn our attention to the doctrine of lies.
As our predecessors did before us, we of the Synod have ever sought to interpret the Scriptures to the best of our ability, and thence conveyed Halon's will to the people. Such fervent pursuit of retribution at the expense of doctrine would come also at the expense of our faith. Have we won the war to lose our souls? Oh, Halon, are we outside your grace?
Everyone here turns into monsters.
And this bodes ill. At this rate, someone might turn.
Since the war's end, the Church and the faithful have stood at a crossroads, unable to take the next step forward. His Grace, Bishop of Artenau, may he walk in Halon's halls, was one such soul, and in his longing for simpler times, he resorted to using forbidden magics. He then succumbed to despair. In our minds, we renounce the lies upon which our nation was built, but in our hearts, we yearn for the righteousness, misguided though it was, that gave us comfort and purpose for so long. So let us not forget who we are, nor who we were. Let us confront the mistakes of the past and learn from them, that we do not repeat the mistakes of our forefathers.
As fervently as we believed in the sacred duty, we struggle to accept the Church's deception and embrace change. The legacy of Thordan weighs heavily. There is the temptation to simply cast it aside like a mantle that suits us no longer. Yet that would dishonor the sacrifice of those who went before. Countless souls have served the people with purest interest and intent. And so heavy though it may be, let us together bear this burden that we set forth anew. Our friend Pieter risked life and limb to reveal the truth to us. The truth that our legends and our scripture were tainted by betrayal, but not wholly corrupted. Right. Though the great walls and towering spires of our city may have been built with murder and deception, they rest upon a foundation immutable and true. Our devotion to Halon, whom we've worshipped since before our forefathers even settled these lands. The Church is a font of practical wisdom, and its teachings guide us in our daily lives. Such things define our faith, no less than the lies. we can acknowledge our sins without renouncing our religion. Aye, and without rejecting who we were. A comprehensive review of Scripture as well as historical literature will be necessary. Revisions, when appropriate, must be made to ensure that the truth of our past is preserved for future generations. With your peerless knowledge of church doctrine, I dare say none is better suited to leading that effort than you. I also expect that many eyes will be required to pore over all the tomes, and I know many idle men and women of faith who would jump at the chance to do Halon's work once more. Why, that sounds marvelous. That day so very long ago, I had no answer to my father's words, but it seems that people had it within them all along. Indeed. The council went better than I had dared hope. Truly, while the details remained to be decided, 'twas a resounding success. Your words helped everyone find common ground. I know not how to thank you. Oh, much credit must go to Pieter. For the face of great hardship, never did he hesitate to press on. And our people have not forgotten this. Thanks, you're giving me way too much credit. Indeed, well, I remember the day you flew into Ishgard upon a dragon's back. In making possible the impossible, you've inspired us all. And you, who glimpsed the fury, a vision of courage in the face of uncertainty. Looking to your example, we shall endeavor to bring about the change to the Church for the future of all Ishgardians. There will, of course, still be those souls who struggle to rise above the mire of despair. But my fellows and I shall be there to take their hand in faith and in love. For what is faith, if not salvation? Sure, that optimism, in spite of all the evidence. Well, I'd best return to the cathedral. We have much more to do. But dare I forget. I've tracked down that which you requested. Some repairs will be necessary, but it'll be seen to with all haste. Very well. All right. Well, happily ever after. Oh yeah, there's a big dragon to fight. I'd task the deacon with finding a certain item, you say. A secret weapon, one might say. Given what we know of the profane Fafnir, I suspect it to be of great use in our hunt. Once the repairs are complete, we shall be ready to strike. Though with the church having reached an accord with our people, the risk of more clergymen turning is greatly diminished. We shall now focus entirely on the blasphemy. 'Tis time we freed Vainro from his torment. Rest while you can, Pieter, for I dare say the coming battle will be a demand to the best of us. Sure. Yes, I love you too, Kitty. Kitty is quite insistent on love. Love. All right. What do we have time for? 40 minutes? Can we continue to the next mission? I think it may be time. Because I'm definitely not going to be solving that that riddle anytime soon. Wait. There's a much better way to do this. No, not that one. Teleport to Old Sherlayan, and then it's just like a hop, skip, and a jump away. So that one's free. This is
244, which is much smaller than 1,000. Gonna grab some more water and then we'll go ahead. Oh, wait. There's more stuff for us to do. Alright, well, I guess we'll be doing the side quest stuff for the rest of the day. I'll be right back.
Your otter is drowning in the pool.
Oh, you like the water. It's fine.
He's trying to fish in it too.
Yep. Otters love water. It's fine. I see what you mean about drowning, though. He should probably get a breath at some point.
Yeah. Just standing there.
There we go. Nice. Let's grab what side quests we can. We have about 30 minutes left of the stream. Titan horse is fun. The end now looms large, its shadow growing longer and more inescapable with each passing day. We must use what little time we have today to think of tomorrow, and the eventuality of new life on the lunar surface. Now we may soon find ourselves pioneering that rugged, hitherto unknown terrain. And to do that we must prepare, and prepare well. As I understand it, you have first-hand experience with that vast emptiness. Perhaps then you'd be willing to lend us a hand. If you are able, I would ask that you slay a certain Centaur Amelia, and from its carcass retrieve for us its core. What say you? Can you help us? Sure, I can do that. You will? Well, that's most heartening news. On behalf of all you would someday step bravely into that barren and forgiving land, I thank you. Gotta get these two things as well. And we also got to hunt for those ethereal currents as well. Oh, come on. Wake up. I'm reaching over to turn on my computer. My cat is like, "Are we cuddling right now?" No, Kitty. I'm just turning my computer on. It's like, "Oh, I love you so much." But thanks, Kitty. That's not what this is about. Why, hello there. Let me guess, you're an adventurer? A mercenary for hire, willing to stand against any beast so long as the reward is commensurate. Well, then I have a job for you and a prize to match. I'm in need of two rather large and unique crystals, which can be obtained from Soma's ice giants of fierce repute. You'll find the frigid fiends lumbering about southeast of here. So, if you wouldn't mind. Sure, why not? Behold my masterwork. Each and every record stored within this wall is organized by subject with title, color, and finally odor. None shall ever struggle to find the resources they seek within this system. Now, if only my colleagues were so scrupulous. Alas, I find myself missing several items from the catalog that ought to be filed here with the rest of the documentation for the Eliascope and moonbound vessel. Would you aid me in completing my magnum opus by locating them? Sure, why not? You'll need to search the archives for two parts of a manuscript entitled the Eliascope, a historical lens. Do not count on both being in the same place. And the Seafaring Ark, construction records. I'm not mind if you stop to read them. Deliac knows you'll find them enlightening, so long as you return by the time I've finished my scent check in this last row. Gotta smell them all, huh? Pokemon. Gotta smell them all. Elitoscope related stack.
Sure. Knowledge of the events Heidelin foretold had the potential to shatter world order. Thus did the Forum elect to construct a means more secure than the Antitower for future exchange with her, beneath the nation's very foundations. Excavation of Libranthos began in secret. Thence did we locate the veil between physical and ethereal, and construct a finely attuned lens by which to penetrate it. The Etioscope. Etioscope-related stack. Historical lens 1? Sure. Perhaps the greatest secret our forebears uncovered was that of the requisite conditions for conversing with the Wheel of the Star. First, the individual acting as intermediary must be possessed with a rare ability to hear her voice. Additionally, they must position themselves in the luminal space between physical and ethereal. And some more documentation about the Ark. Use of the facility known as the Etioscope has granted us both the wisdom and determination to solidify our plans, and covert construction of the Ark that will transport us to the heavens has begun. The Allegan Empire built similar starfaring vessels, notably the Lesser Moon, Dalamud, as well as the Ragnarok-class intermediate hulks and Heimdall-class surveillance satellites. Theirs is the most technologically advanced civilization in recorded history, and we fully intend to utilize any knowledge that we can glean from their techniques to the utmost. There you go. I do love the smell of aging parchment in the morning. Did you find the documents? Yep. I didn't sort them by smell, sorry. Truth be told, I'm surprised you found all three in the mess of an archive. Surprised, yet grateful. As I presume you'll have read, it is only through momentous effort by our predecessors that we stand here today. I'm honored to carry on their legacy, and plan to do my utmost to see the Ark take to the sky. Yet to ensure the chronicles of these deeds are accessible to no less important a task. Indeed, now that they are no longer confidential, I'm certain that historians and laymen alike can benefit from the perspectives they provide. That's why every record must be kept in its proper place. Thanks to you, there will be. Cool. We got one up and one down, and then we can continue with the story. Which we'll probably do tomorrow. Oh, there you are. Hey there, Anila. Got a core from them. Turn that in, grab the one for myself, and then I guess we'll continue with the story. We'll get about 15 minutes of the next bit of the story. There, fellow Sokol. You returned, and far sooner than anticipated. So tell me, the core of which I asked. There's your Anila core. Well done. With this, we shall be one step closer to the fruition of our plan. All thanks to you, of course.
The Leopard's claim that not all of the lunar surface can support life as we understand it. Rather, only certain pockets can be considered hospitable, such as the southern Mare Laventorum. If we're to explore beyond the reaches of said safe levels, we'll need a method by which we can survive those inaccessible wastelands for more than a few paltry moments. Fortunately, we're researching one such method as we speak. It involves the storage of air, which is sadly absent up there, compressed in a wearable device, which can purify the air expelled by its owner. The core you brought us will be a central component of this development. It'll take some time before our research comes to anything, but rest assured we will see it done. And once we have, we'll have the honor of knowing you've assisted us in making history. But since it's hardly helpful to you now, here, a reward for your efforts.
Cool. Southeast, alright. There's 63 elms to the southeast. And southwest. Right there, I see it. Okay, 417 elms to the east. The other side of this mission I'm doing. So I need 2 ice crystals from Central Somas. I already killed some Center Somas. I'm down to go. The northeast. Coco's Forge. That is not northeast. This is northeast. North. Close to the water's edge. Southwest is right there. So 500 to the north. 3 more to go.
300 to the north would be inside the itoscope. 4 to the north. Getting over to the north. $165 to the north. Okay, 75 to the northwest. Southwest. There it is. Okay, 400 to the north. $127 to the northwest. $167 miles to the north. $25 miles to the north, so in Phenuma, which I cannot reach at the moment. Southwest. This is the one I was heading toward before. We'll reach. $133 to the west. See it. $500 to the east. Okay, how many more are there left? Okay, just the one. So we need to go to Phenuma. I'd like to lift to the medial circuit. Oh, well, thank you.
the last one right there. What is cooler than being cool? I mean, besides ice cold.
That is absolutely amazing.
Cool, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, so meet at the top of the list. Let's say the word and I should be ready to lift Emporia. Hey there, Marvin. Still in peace, are you? Good luck. Very good. Now, have you the crystals? There you go. Solmar's crystals, just like he asked for. Yes, exactly what I was looking for. Excellent work. I see that glint in your eyes. You wish to know how we mean to use them, don't you? Then allow me to satisfy your curiosity. As you know, Kokol and his fellow fools have been seen fit to amplify fire-restricted aether using the reactor. Abnormal heat signals have been detected in a portion of the aether conductors running beneath our feet. These ice crystals will counteract these undue temperature spikes by forcibly cooling the affected areas. But enough about me and my woes. You have more than earned your reward, adventurer. Should I need any assistance in the future, I'll be sure to call upon you and your expertise. Alright. Well, that should be it before we continue the story, so we will continue the story tomorrow morning. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Have a good one.